To our panel members that are coming today, the goal today for all of you is to learn a little bit more about the transfer opportunities that are available to you, some on our campus, some outside of our campus. We're really fortunate to have the panel we do today. We have Kelly Gansbus from the Sage Colleges. We have Doug Gollin representing SUNY Adirondack. We have Tom Axkins from Empire State College, Justin Hadley from the College of St. Rose, Dr. Corridgley, I always get that, Coriano from SUNY Plattsburgh, and we have James Eaton from Siena College. And each of them are just going to speak for a little bit, talk about their opportunities, and the goal, as in past weeks, is to have you ask questions, come up with questions, and have some interactive dialogue here. So thank you. Anybody here can start first. We can go from there.
Welcome everyone. My name is Doug Gollin, one of the counselors here at SUNY Adirondack. I do recognize a few of you who have already been in to see me. Thank you for attending today. I guess I'm going to start out just by talking to you about the importance of planning for transfer. Those of you that are in transfer degrees, and even those of you that are not thinking about transfer right away, it's good to get some information about what your other options are, even if you're in one of our AAS degrees. My office is located in Warren Hall, right over where the registrar is. I would encourage you to come see me starting in your first semester. I normally come and visit freshman seminar classes individually, but I'm lucky to have the business division that puts on these workshops so I can knock off 2 freshman seminars at once. So some of the things that I normally talk about our four-year partners are going to talk to you about, the importance of looking at all of your options for four-year colleges, thinking early about the types of programs that you're interested in so that you can make the proper course selection, financial aid, application requirements. So I can help you through that whole process. And I would encourage you, again, to come see me right from the start. If we have to do some career exploration to help you make up your minds about programs or colleges, we can do that. I also teach a transfer exploration class for those of you that, as you get toward the end of your program here, if you want to take that course, you can actually earn a credit. It's an easy A. So I'm hoping that I'll see each and every one of you at some point soon.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having us today. My name is Kelly Gansbus. I'm actually the Director of Transfer Admission from the Sage Colleges. So everyone knows where that is. Sage, we have 2 campuses. We have Russell Sage College in Troy, New York, and the Sage College of Albany, which is in Albany, New York. Being a student on either campus, you're open to pursue in one of our business programs if that's what you're interested in pursuing, as many of you are business students right now. But my job is to really help facilitate your transfer process. Sort of how Doug works with you on the back end, helping you pick out classes while you're a student at SUNY Adirondack. I work with you on the front end. I help you go through your questions you have regarding financial aid. I help you go through your transfer credits, which is critical as transfer students. You guys have spent time earning transfer credits here. You want to make sure that they count for something when you transfer. Graduating with an associate's degree, it really should take you about 4 semesters left to complete your bachelor's degree. I also help students come onto campus to sit in classes that we have with our professors. They love that. We have a really energetic and supportive business faculty, and they're there to sort of really personalize your education to help make it the most for you. I will kind of say too, one of the benefits of any programs you're looking for is you might want to look to see if they've linked MBA programs. If you're thinking about pursuing a master's program upon graduating with your bachelor's degree, some colleges do have graduate programs in business administration, organizational management, health service administration, and you can actually have the ability to take graduate classes while you're an undergraduate student, thereby sort of allowing you to accelerate into a graduate program. All right? Yeah, thanks again.
Guess I'm at deck here. Hi guys, Justin Hadley, the coordinator of transfer admission for the College of St. Rose. And today I'm actually pinch hitting. I actually used that same line yesterday, so hopefully nobody was here. So My office, the transfer admissions office, consists of me and my director. She's our Greater Capital Region recruiter, and I basically recruit everywhere else. But as far as our business programs are concerned, our business program underwent a bit of a transformation within the last couple of years. Up until that point, every business student graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, and then had a concentration in fill in the blank, whether it was human resources, finance, small business, so on and so forth. But during that transformation, the majority of our business programs actually, those concentrations actually shifted gears, and now those are the areas where the degree is actually granted. So the faculty, did the research, and it was validated that having the concentration serve as the degree area would certainly help you guys out and make it appear stronger on your resume, and serve as a better talking point during your interviews. With that in mind, there are still some concentrations that are still kind of hanging out there in the ether. We have concentrations in finance and accounting, as well as financial planning. And the great thing about our business programs, similar to the programs at my peer schools, is that with a associate's degree in business administration from SUNY Adirondack, you would actually be able to transfer into either our business administration program or our Bachelor of Science in Accounting program. Because even as a St. Rose student, the first 2 years of both of those programs is exactly the same. So you guys, as prospective transfer students, you would have that same luxury as somebody who would, who had started at St. Rose right from the get-go. I have a whole bunch of other information here, but I will save some of that for later. But I guess I'll turn it over to my colleague here from Plattsburgh.
That works. It's cool. I got my own. Hi, I'm Tom Coriano, Associate Dean of the SUNY Plattsburgh Branch Campus, obviously located here on the SUNY Adirondack campus. We're in the Regional Higher Education Center, which is the new building in the corner of the north parking lot. We've been here since, with undergraduate programs since 2005. And our business program is in its 10th year here, business administration. Our criminal justice and psychology programs are in their 11th year. And this fall we started a BS program in nursing. All of our programs are bachelor degree completion programs. And what that means is that we don't teach freshman, sophomore level courses. And that's where the partnership that we have with SUNY Adirondack comes into play. Because you're able to do a 4-year bachelor degree program here on the SUNY Adirondack campus, essentially by doing 2 years with Adirondack, 2 years with Plattsburgh, and do everything on site and finish with a bachelor's degree. So that's the nature of our programs. For the most part, we want you to come to us with your associate's degree. We want you to finish your associate's degree with SUNY Adirondack. We want you to do that for a couple of reasons. One of which is that typically when you complete your associate's degree, you also complete the SUNY-wide Gen Ed requirements. And that makes for a much better transfer into our program. If you come in with the SUNY Gen Ed requirements, you have fewer Gen Ed requirements that you would still need to take with SUNY Plattsburgh. And the other reason is that working as a partnership with SUNY Adirondack, we want to support SUNY Adirondack's graduation rates. We don't want you to fail in the last semester and come to us. We want you to graduate there. And I guess there's a third reason too, because Forrest Gump said, stuff happens. And if you finish your associate's degree and come to us, and then for some reason you have to stop out, you always have your degree from Adirondack. You always have your associate's degree until you can come back and finish a bachelor's degree. So it's always worth having. So even though we say that we do accept students with 60+ credit hours at the junior level, if there are reasons why you don't have your associate's degree, you can still come to us anyway. I understand this is a group primarily of business majors. Is there anybody that's not a business major? Because, okay, I have a handout sheet, a planning sheet for the business program. I'll make it available to you when we're done. But I also have for the psych and criminal justice and so on. Our admission requirements, again, for the most part, associate degree or 60+ credit hours. The most important two prerequisites that we have is your statistics course and your pre-calculus course. In terms of our sequence of courses, and that'll be on this planning sheet. If you have your SUNY Gen Ed and your prerequisites, you will be able to complete the SUNY Plattsburgh Business Administration program in 4 semesters. Those prerequisites include statistics and pre-calc. If you don't have either of those 2 courses, it may take an extra semester or a summer to catch up on the prerequisites. So that's really important. We will accept up to 67 transfer credits. Typically, your associate's degree is around 65. So we accept everything in full, even credits that would apply toward electives like phys ed and things that Plattsburgh doesn't necessarily require. If you have had any 4-year college coursework, we'll accept up to a total of 84 total credits, including the 4-year college coursework. Earlier this year, we concluded a 2+2 program agreement with SUNY Adirondack, and what that means is that it's enhancing the transition between the SUNY Adirondack program, the associate degree program, and our program. Students who are entering or who have just entered SUNY Adirondack, if we know that you're interested in SUNY Plattsburgh, we will be able to start meeting with you by the time you finish your first year, so that we can help you plan that transition, make sure that you have the prerequisites, and start doing some advising and counseling with you. Another thing as part of our program here on the Adirondack campus, anyone who's a SUNY Adirondack student who lives in the dormitories, they're able to stay and continue to live in the residence hall here if they transition to the SUNY Plattsburgh program. And finally, being a SUNY institution and under the SUNY-wide tuition, et cetera, for the most part, our tuition and fees are just under $4,000 a semester, so just under $8,000 a year, which is still a pretty good buy for college degree program. So again, I've got a handout. I'll leave with you. I'll leave you a card if you need more information. You can always come over, walk over and see me. And I'll be available for questions when we're done. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Jim Eaton from Siena College. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions over there at Siena. I've been on campus for 16 years. I've had some various roles, including at one point in my career I was a transfer counselor. But unfortunately we have a transfer open house back on campus today, so our transfer counselor, Jen Sloan, is taking care of that. A little bit about Siena College and our School of Business, since most of you are interested in our business programs here. We are an AACSB accredited institution, which means that we offer a top-notch quality education in the School of Business. Our business program has been very popular, particularly for transfer students over the years. We have a couple different areas that you can major in, including accounting, economics, finance, marketing, management, and we have a new entrepreneurship program on campus. For any of you interested in the financial industry, we do have what we call the Hickey Financial Technology Center on campus. It's basically like a mini Wall Street right on campus. Students are learn to use the Bloomberg terminals. By the time you graduate, you'll be certified to be a Bloomberg terminal user, which is a nice benefit when you're going out into the workplace and looking for a job in the financial industries. We also have a marketing research lab. It's very common for students, no matter what your major is at Siena, to have an opportunity to do research as an undergraduate with our faculty members in their area of interest. It's not uncommon for our students to go out and present this research at national conferences, and also be published in publications, which looks great when you're graduating too on a resume. And we also have, relatively new to the campus, what we call the Stack Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. If any of you are interested in learning to be your own boss or have an idea that you'd like to take to the marketplace, that's what this center is all about. We've had students actually bringing ideas in as freshmen, and by the time they're seniors, they're out there actually with a product selling it on the marketplace. One of the neat stories was last year we had a student, Chad Bingo, who actually came up with this idea for the Gotta Go button. Most of you are probably familiar with Staples and the Easy button. Well, think of it kind of like that, but this was a product that was designed for his dog, so the dog can tell the owner if it has to go to the restroom. You put it by the back door, he walks over, he hits the button that says, "Owner, I gotta go." And the idea behind it was to let the dog communicate, to the human being that they had to go to the bathroom. Chad actually had a couple $1,000s worth of this product going out on the marketplace as a senior at Siena. That was our first of what we hope to be many success stories like that. So if any of you are interested in entrepreneurship, that's a growing area of interest at Siena College. A little bit about us: we are a relatively small institution. We have 3,000 undergraduate students on campus. Most of your classes are going to be around 20 to 25 students. You won't see anything like a lecture hall even of this size on campus. We do specialize in the individual attention, and we like to get to know our students on a first-name basis. Siena's got a great reputation academically as far as graduation rates. Most of our students are graduating within a 4-year time period. For students here at ACC, if you're looking at Siena, or if you're interested, I do have a brochure. I also have our transfer counselors days where she'll be up here doing advisor and residence days. And we do have an updated articulation agreement with the college. So if you're looking to transfer, you can either go onto ACC's website or our website, take a look at the courses and see where they line up as far as what you need to do to graduate from Siena College. So that's a little bit about Siena, and of course we'll be here if you have any specific questions. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Axton. I'm one of the mentors for Empire State College, which is right across the hall from our friends and colleagues at Plattsburgh in the Higher Education Center. And I'm joined today by my colleague, Dr. Stevon Kim, who teaches a lot of business courses. His specialty is management, organizational behavior, coaching for managers. He teaches both undergraduate and graduate courses in those areas. Empire State College is the largest 4-year undergraduate institution in the SUNY system. We have a presence on this campus which is substantial, but we are networked throughout the whole state to over 30 locations. We have a faculty of over 400, and we do a lot of business degrees. Under the umbrella of what we call business management and economics in the college, we do degrees in accounting, business management, economics, finance, human resource management, management and information systems, marketing, and organizational studies. We also are developing, and actually is in place as a graduate certificate program, which means you would take 12 credits beyond your bachelor's degree in healthcare management, which is a hugely, rapidly expanding field. So our program, as far as you folks are concerned, is a transfer option to complete your bachelor's degree in one of those areas, and to be set up to go on for study with an MBA. We have an MBA program in the college, or perhaps healthcare management or other options for graduate study that you may want to pursue. The heart of the Empire State experience is your relationship with your mentor, and that is a one-to-one relationship. We are more than an academic advisor. We help you to coordinate your program. We're an advocate for you. We help you to sift through the process of bringing in your transfer credit from SUNY Adirondack and perhaps elsewhere as well. But we also help you to take a look at what you have learned in the course of your employment experience, perhaps in the course of your travel, perhaps a language that you learned in the home when you were growing up, things that are credit-worthy, which are not directly classroom related. And we have a process for this which is called prior learning assessment. Your mentor works with you to coordinate your degree in a process that's called educational planning, where we take a look at everything that you might bring in from transfer credit, from prior learning assessment, and other potential sources as well, standardized examinations that you might want to do. And by the time you finish this process, you'll have a very clear roadmap of how you get to 124 credits to complete your degree. You'll have a very clear idea of what your concentration is going to be and why your concentration is going to be, for example, HR management. Because we talk to you at great length and work with you to clarify your personal goals, your educational goals, and your career and professional goals. To work with you from those points of strength so that you can come up with a coherent plan for your bachelor's degree and beyond. Now, we are over there and we're available. We have a lot of staff that talks with students, prospective students. We have an open door policy. You walk in and one of us is going to be sitting there. Take some information with you today. We have some hard copy stuff that we brought along. Talk to us this afternoon. Come and visit us. Go online, look at the programs, ask questions, make the best decisions that are right for you. There are a lot of excellent options here today. And each one of these options is different from every other option. None is specifically better than anything else. It's a question of what fits you the best. So look at the range of options and we'll be glad to talk to you about ours. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. We'd like to open up for questions, and I'll get the ball rolling if that's okay. Could each of you maybe talk about any requirements that you have relative to GPA? Sienna, for example, I know you've got some threshold, or I think you have some thresholds for what you'll take as a minimum for acceptance in the business school, and then possibly a higher GPA requirement if more money is going to be given.
You stole my mic. Sure, we'd be happy to talk about that. Our minimum GPA that we accept for a transfer student is 2.5 GPA. In the brochure I brought here, it does go over some of our scholarship opportunities, depending on how well you've done here at SUNY Adirondack. If you have a 2.5 to a 3.1 GPA, you might be eligible for our mission scholarship, which is up to $4,000 a year, renewable each year you're at campus. If any of you are involved in the Phi Theta program here, there's a Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society that you might be eligible for here. That's up to a $14,000 scholarship automatically. If you're in that program here, you would qualify for it at Sienna College. And then we have a Franciscan Transfer Scholarship, and that can range from $7,000 up to $12,000. And that's for students with a GPA somewhere between 3.2 and 3.49. So, thanks.
Yeah, the SUNY Plattsburgh minimum requirement for a GPA is around 2.3 in all of our programs, except nursing. I think they're at 2.5 for the nursing.
Yeah, talking to both of these. So our minimum requirement for general admission at St. Rose is a 2.5. Beyond there, we have, similar to everybody else, we have the transfer academic scholarships that are offered on a more of an incremental basis. So depending on where your GPA falls between a 2.5 and 4.0. That will determine how much academic scholarship money will be awarded to you per year. Our top scholarship is $14,500 per year, and similar to Sienna, we also have we have additional money available for any FIPAID campus student.
Empire State College, the admission requirement is that you have a high school diploma and that you have demonstrated ability to do college work. Those are the requirements. And Tom earlier mentioned the concept that stuff happens. And we understand that stuff happens. And we look at every applicant on an individual basis. So we have no minimum GPA requirement.
We have a minimum GPA, we're at 2.5. If you fall below that, just make sure you submit a strong letter of recommendation or essay explaining why you maybe had an off semester. Our scholarships range from $4,000 to $15,000 a year, starting with a GPA of around a 2.8.
Okay, we got the ball rolling with questions. Let's keep it going. Not everybody at once.
How many of you are going to transfer, are thinking of transferring? All right, so just about everybody. There should be questions then. How competitive, you know? Lots of questions.
How do you look at like 1-year transfers? This is to everybody.
All at once. Turnabout is fair play, right? Don't everybody answer at one time. Okay.
We definitely encourage students to get their associate's degree first. I know at the stage colleges you can do. But if students sometimes find themselves at another institution and maybe it wasn't a good fit for them, there's definitely reasons why students would transfer. I mean, transfer credits if you have, completed 30 credits and 30 credits transferring, as opposed to say 66 or whatever. But we definitely do encourage you to get your associate. I know someone said, it's something to fall back on. Your general education requirements are definitely waived. It allows you time to explore different classes. Maybe business isn't a good fit, you take a psych class. So,
Well, for us, the nature of the branch campus program, as I said earlier, we need an associate's degree or about 60 credits to transfer into our program. And that's because we don't teach freshman, sophomore level courses. That's just the nature of our program in all of the degrees. The obvious is that a student that wants a different kind of educational experience after 1 semester, 2 semesters could of course transfer to Plattsburgh's main campus in Plattsburgh. Our program is designed for primarily for people that are sort of bound to the region and really can't go very far away to pursue a bachelor's degree. And as such, it's purely an academic program. And we tell these to students this upfront. If you're interested in a traditional bachelor degree experience, if you want to be involved either in or participating in sports or being in a school that has sports teams, the bachelor program with us at the branch campus isn't going to be for you because we don't have sports, we don't have a Plattsburgh activity program here. Our students as Plattsburgh students, by arrangement with Adirondack, are able to participate in SUNY Adirondack activities. But we're a small program, and there's some really good things about that, and some negatives. The negatives being that we don't have any sports and we don't have activities. And the good news is that our programs are small. Our faculty are very personable. Our students are able to develop very close relationships with their faculty. Often working with faculty on their research. So there's a counterpoint, and it's mostly an academic program. So if somebody has a change of heart in terms of where they want to study, how they want to study, SUNY Plattsburgh's main campus is 2 hours away. Our program, you need to be close to the junior year to come in.
At Sienna, if you're set up, to succeed on campus, we want students who are going to graduate in time. As long as you have the necessary academics underneath your belt, one semester, 1 year. We'll obviously open the door to it. The best thing to do is to set up an appointment with one of our transfer counselors, come down, bring your transcript, or stop by when she's up here on November 5th, and Jen will sit down with you and take a look at your backgrounds and make sure that you're set up for success at Siena, and if you are, we'll welcome you.
We don't have a requirement for an associate's degree, but we strongly encourage you to complete your associate's degree here. That's a strong recommendation. However, obviously there are circumstances under which you might not be able to do that. And one of the things about our program is the degree of flexibility involved. We have a lot of, a very large online learning component to Empire State College. We do a lot of independent studies. We do study group seminars that are scheduled by arrangement with all the participants. And that flexibility is very helpful for people who run into financial difficulties and have to work full-time, have family responsibilities that take a lot of their time, or more time than they had anticipated, or sometimes both of those things. And working with your mentor, we can develop strategies so that you can continue your education. We strongly encourage completion of your 2-year degree here, but we don't require it.
So I'll be the one to say it since nobody else did. Those of you that maybe didn't do as well in high school, there's probably a few of you here, it may be difficult to transfer after just one semester. And if you come into my office, we can take a look at that. The colleges that are here that have minimum academic requirements will always look at both high school and college early on. So if you're in your first or second semester, they're still going to look at your high school transcript. The longer you're here, the less impact that high school transcript has on the admissions decision. If anybody else wants to add to that. But so if you're here because you're giving yourself a second chance, this is a great opportunity for you. If you earn an associate's degree here, or you're here at least 3 semesters, and you have a really good GPA, you're going to find that you can get into a lot of 4-year schools that you probably weren't able to get into as a high school senior.
I guess that last year. So just to kind of add, perhaps a different spin to this. So our formal articulation agreements, that we have in place, do take into consideration the 2-year completion, and then you would transfer over and have 2 years to finish up your undergraduate degree, and you're really more as to extend that learning academic experience. We have traditional 5-year programs in place. Those 5-year options are really more afforded to incoming freshmen, but even as a transfer student, what these linked undergrad and graduate programs do is that, say you come in as a first-year transfer student to St. Rose, and you really knock it out of the park. You're showcasing your strong ability on the academic side, and the professors are taking notes. They can actually recommend or strongly encourage that you consider either the MBA or the MS in accounting degree. So what that would do is that would actually shorten your stay, and that's really more critical on the accounting side, because that master's degree is absolutely required in order to get your CPA and begin practicing professionally.
Is this the 1-year question still? Sorry. Yeah.
I just want to give you a chance.
Yeah. Well, no, we definitely encourage you to get your associate's degrees, but if you wanted to leave, I encourage you all to explore, your associate's degree classes, take your gen eds along with your business classes, see what, sticks with you, see where you're strong. On top of what Doug said, not only are you able to, gain leverage into maybe getting into schools that you may not have been eligible for or ready for when you graduated high school, you're also gaining some financial leverage. If you're a strong student, you're going to improve your chances of receiving a top scholarship. you're going to improve your chances of, getting involved in a program that will allow you to accelerate into a master's program. So really, you guys are in such a wonderful opportunity right now to take advantage of, getting your associate's degree. Again, however many credits you transfer, you completed, would be able to transfer to Sage.
Okay, more questions?
How about competitive nature? So, if there's 50 students in the room and they all want to transfer to one of your colleges, will you open it up if they're all eligible to let them in, or do you have caps, minimums, maximums?
The door's open.
Doors open.
Well, pretty much the door's open as well. Our only limitation, I guess, is the size of the classroom. So we've got strategies to deal with that. Yeah, we'd love to have all of you.
I mean, some of our programs definitely have caps and they're limited, particularly if they're linked to like clinical spaces like nursing, OT, PT. But I can encourage you all, so typically think about this, when you apply, you get accepted, you make your commitment to go to a 4-year school thereafter. The earlier you can make that decision, the better chance you'll have in choosing classes that fit with your schedule. Especially if you're commuting and you have outside, class requirements, you're working, you have family obligations. The sooner you commit, there might not be limitations in admission into a business program, there may be limitations in certain desirable classes that you're interested in. So, it's good to make a decision earlier on. It gives you a little bit more time to, sort of sift through your financial aid, make sure all of your transfer credits are lined up.
I think that can also be said for a lot of schools in housing, if maybe you're looking at housing. That's another benefit of knowing early.
How about, Doug, to follow up on the one-year question? When you say someone maybe goes here for a year and wants to transfer, you say they're still going to look at high school. How about specifically for anyone in here that might not have done so well on the SATs? When do those scores go away? Is that...
Well, it may vary depending on the institution, but normally 32 credits or more, you can pretty much throw out your SATs. You guys can back me up with this. It's usually a couple semesters worth of work, because SATs are used to predict success in college. So if you've spent 2 semesters here at ACC and you got a 3.0, well, there's proof in the pudding. You've shown that you can do college level work. Sometimes colleges will still require SAT scores. Very few are doing that for transfer students now. Even though they do that, I think even Skidmore has dropped that requirement, but they still won't use the SAT scores for the admissions decision. It's really going to be based on the work you've done here, because the courses you're taking are the same courses that students are taking in the 4-year institutions in the first 2 years.
The SATs are not part of the admission process.
Does that help anybody here? Maybe you didn't do so well on your SATs?
You can transfer SATs, you're lucky, No such thing.
I think I go back to what Doug said, we look for demonstrated capacity and ability to do college level work. And if you've been in SUNY Adirondack and you've shown that capacity, then we're interested in you. We don't, there isn't even a place on our admissions form for SATs.
I would add that the line of correspondence is always open. So say for example, and just hypothetically here, say that somebody is applying for spring admission someplace, and maybe right now your cumulative GPA maybe is near the cusp of the general admission requirement. Well, that line of communication, we will pick up the phone or we'll send you an email and say, listen, we have all your information right now. We have your transcript, which has your GPA, all the way through the most recent semester, and then we also see that you're registered for 12 to 15 credits for the current term. Well, our decision right now will not be to process your application in a more formal capacity, but our decision right now will be to hold off on making a decision until the fall grades are available. So lots of flexibility, lots of communication, and really the ball, if you will, is in your court, you know, to keep that line of communication open and to advocate for yourself all throughout the process.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. I have a lot of advisees right now that have applied for January admission. And everything's fine, but the school still wants to see midterm grades, and in some cases, final grades. They don't do that quite as often for the spring semester because there's not as much room, but as you go into your last semester and you've applied, you want to keep working hard because those midterm grades or those final grades may help you in the end.
I think to add to both of them too, I know I was working with a couple of students who were sort of on the cusp, they're inadmissible, like, so I was able to, you know, bring them in, but they were right on the line of getting a scholarship or going to the next tier. So I asked, I'm waiting to get a couple of midterm grades just to see if I can bump them up to like the, you know, the next higher level. So, you know, like, sort of what he said down there, take some time to get to know your admission counselor, the schools that you're interested in, like have that open conversation, that open dialogue. Make sure that they're aware that this is like something that you're, you know, you're very interested in. And, you know, advocate for it yourself, you guys. You guys are all shopping for whatever's going to be the best fit for you. You know, make sure you do your research and you sort of, you know, have those conversations.
What percentage of our students do you think have transfer now?
It's around 70%. We're a high transfer institution. We have a lot of AA and AS degrees. The degree that you're enrolled in, if it's an AA or AS, that degree is designed for transfer. If it's an AAS, it's really not designed for transfer, but you can still transfer to a lot of institutions with that degree, and we have a lot of students that do that. Around 60% of our students are in transfer degrees, but we have up to 70% of students that transfer. So we have a high transfer percentage here at SUNY Adirondack.
Yeah, I heard from a couple of students before we got started today to say, I'm not interested in transferring, you know, should I stay for the session? I said, yes, because you might change your mind.
Exactly.
Or what Doug Gollin said, it happens a lot. So that's pretty common. Start off in an AAS degree, you don't plan to transfer, and then somewhere along the line, say, I might want to keep my options open.
You can always apply and, you know, get accepted and then choose not to go if you know if that's your decision. And I think when you graduate with an associate's from a SUNY, you get to apply up to 4 SUNYs for free too. And a lot of us are free applications too. And I would tell students, like, acceptance letters make you feel good, you know? So, you know, definitely get your applications out there.
I think to support some of that, for some of you, if you're just going by what you're doing your first semester at college, you're not going to have any idea really what's out there. So, you know, saying to wait till the 3rd or the 4th and graduate from here, you really have an opportunity to explore a lot of business classes, a lot of other classes, and you might find something or someone that you're just going to be attracted to, and that's going to make a difference in your life. So you might be sitting here right now saying, no, I don't think I want to transfer, but you haven't taken, you know, an HR class yet. And once you take an HR class, you're going to fall in love with it. And then you're going to say, okay, what can I do with this now? And you're going to want to go to the next level. So it's really keeping your mind open to what's available.
And to speak to that too, even if you're getting your associate's degree in a business-related major, doesn't necessarily pigeonhole you into pursuing a business degree. You can still, you know, change your mind and want to do like a health, you know, related degree or a criminal justice related degree. You know, you guys aren't pigeonholed into anything right now. You know, you make sure this is your time to explore a lot of different courses and to really see what you're passionate about and what you love.
There was a student who came in over the summer, and she was a prospective transfer student, and she was in a business program currently, I guess currently being August, and then she was on the cusp. She was trying to determine whether or not she wanted to continue on the business track or she wanted to transfer completely and come to us for graphic design. Well, graphic design is offered as a Bachelor of Fine Arts, so it's way more comprehensive than really any other program that we offer. So to help her out, you know, kind of weighing her academic options, I had asked our contact in the registrar's office to prepare two course outlines, you know, maths, credit equivalencies. One for her transferring in as if she was going to continue the business track. And then the other, is she was going to transfer into the graphic design program. And of course, no surprise to anybody internally, the graphic design track is going to take her a little bit longer. So again, no harm, no foul if you're going to transfer into a non-business program. But be sensitive to some of those programs that may be just a little bit more comprehensive than others.
And I would just like to add, for incentive purposes, because a number of my accounting students are in here, you've heard from our panelists that the bottom line requirements make all the options here from the panelists available to all you guys. On the higher side, it's something to shoot for with GPA, because you've heard that there are some financial incentives there for you with, the higher you can get your GPA, do your homework, study for exams, the more financial incentive you're going to have by way of scholarship on many of the panelists here. That's it.
Anybody want to give a final pitch for their school? Sell yourself? 30 seconds?
Just a personal anecdote. I realize those don't really get too far in most cases. But talking about transitioning and maybe coming to your academic stride, whether you know it or not. There was a guy who was in my finance class this summer, and his undergraduate degree was in something completely different, music. And he was a little bit older, and so of course now he wanted to become a CPA. And of course, undergraduate degree in music doesn't really translate too well to accounting. So he had to, before he could even begin the master's program, he had to take a whole bunch of prereqs, and he was on top of his game the whole class. And he had taken 30 prereqs, or 30, 10 prereqs at that point. And he was putting a lot of us to shame. So, to kind of echo what your instructors say, if you guys haven't found your stride right now, absolutely you will, and you can certainly change course and really, nail it later on. That was a soft pitch for higher education.
Biggest piece of advice I give you guys is just, there's awesome institutions here in front of you. If any of them you're interested in, go out and visit them. Go take a tour of the campus. If you know any students that go there, talk to them. They're great resources. Check out the facilities and get a sense of feeling if that's the right place for you. If you're interested in it.
Yeah, all these colleges are here on transfer day every fall, which is the first Thursday in October. And they're all here at least once or twice a year with individual setups in the student center. So we publish those dates, or if you want to come down to the counseling center, we can let you know when these folks are going to be here. Then you have individual one-on-one time with an admission representative.
We're here every day.
Yes.
So if you have any questions, please come just stop by. One of us will be with you and help you do something to do a transfer to St. Plattsburgh.
And we're here every day as well. And really what we do is, it's about flexibility and about dealing with you as an individual, and helping you to develop a program that really helps you to realize your goals. That's our mission.
You can't reiterate, visit the campuses, guys. You have a lot of great options up here. Meet with the admission counselors, meet with the admission team, talk with the current students, connect with the faculty. And the admission offices typically can help you set that all up.
I will say one thing, I've been surprised over the years at the number of students at SUNY Adirondack who have no idea what a higher education center is. It's one of those questions, like if you ask 100 people on the street who's the vice president of the United States, 18% know that it's Al Gore, right? We are that new building over there. Is that clear enough? Okay. So if you don't know where the higher education center, where Plattsburgh and Empire State College are. Make it a point to find out, stop by.
Anything else?
Any last questions?
Where is it, Counseling Center?
Warren Hall, you know where the Academic Advisement Center is? You took your tests in there, math and English.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right down the hall from there.
All right.
So one of the questions that maybe we can come up with is when should you apply for transferring? Should you apply, is there a date in September? Is there a date in the spring? What's the best time for them to think about transferring in terms of application to transfer into a program? All of you. You want to start first, Karen?
Yeah, sure. You can, whatever your semester you're applying for, you can apply about a year in advance. We like to see your transcript from, so if you want to apply, say for this fall coming up, we want to see your transcript completed for this fall semester. Okay, so submit your most recent transcript that you can. And start asking we ask for a letter of recommendation and like a career goals essay. I would start sort of thinking now, earlier on, when you want to ask for letters of recommendations. A lot of institutions do request a letter of rec, or even if you're looking into exploring professional options, thereafter. It's nice to sort of, have some key, faculty that you can go to for letters of recommendation.
So for us, for SUNY Plattsburgh, the earliest that I would recommend your application is when you have registered for your last semester courses, which is to say, for the most part, you all will be registering for spring courses, for example, early in the next 3 weeks or so. So when you, for example, let's say November 1st, okay, thereabouts, November 1st, sometime during the month of November, if you were applying for spring semester, for example, you would have your courses registered for the following semester. So the college Plattsburgh admissions would have an idea of everything that you've taken and what you've completed, everything you plan to take in your last semester, and they get a better picture of your entire transfer portfolio, all of the courses you had, all of the courses you plan to take. And then, of course, as soon as you finish your, in this case, as soon as you finish your fall semester and you have grades, you probably need to send another transcript so they can start looking at grade point averages. And, you don't have to apply too far in advance. For the most part, again, for a spring semester admission, sometime during the month of October, 1st of November. For a fall admission, March probably is a good point. And then when you've got your final grades. One of the things, speaking of transcripts, one of the things that's important to note is that we run into this all the time. In fact, I had students this week. Some of their transfer credit is not applied to their Plattsburgh degree. And they're coming in a panic and saying, well, when I applied, I had, whatever it was, 67 credits from SUNY Adirondack, and this is only showing 52. Where did they go? And what happens is that you apply before you have final grades. You apply for fall semester. You're sending transcripts that show your spring courses rather, but then have grades. And you never send, students sometimes never send a final transcript that shows their final semester grades and shows that you actually were awarded your degree, that you actually completed your degree. So if that next transcript doesn't show up, your credit evaluation that you get when you apply is going to show this many courses, this many credits. And then by the time you're in the middle of your fall semester, where we are now, and going to register for spring courses, and you're looking at your degree audit and saying, wait a second, how did I lose 12 credits, or how did I lose 15 credits? Because you never sent the final transcript, and the admissions doesn't know that you actually passed those final semester courses. So it's really important to stay on task with the stuff that admissions is asking for and send that final transcript after you have actually been accepted. You need the final transcript.
Any other comments from anyone else?
We have 5 terms at Empire State. September term, as you would expect, the January term and the May term. We also have the November term and the March term. So basically, you can talk to us at any time, preferably with the transcript in hand. The lead time for admission is about 3 months. So, but once again, there are options. There are 5 options to begin your studies at Empire State.
So joining us right now is Dr. Ken Strang, and it looks like 3 students that may be transfer students. How are you? Good to see you. That started here at SUNY Adirondack and have gone to SUNY Plattsburgh. So if you would like to just talk about them for maybe just a few moments, and maybe they'll want to share a story or 2.
Okay. Sorry guys for being late. I was just teaching. We're actually coming from class. So I'm Dr. Ken Strang, and I am the Business Program Coordinator and the Global Supply Chain Coordinator at SUNY Plattsburgh, Queensbury. So I just walked across the parking lot actually to get here. And basically, what my pitch is for you guys to go out there and find out why you need a degree. So, I talked to a group of students yesterday here, and I said, well, go and do some searches on the internet, and do searches in careerbuilder.com, seek.com, indeed.com, and you're going to find out you need a degree. And then my second pitch to you guys is finish your associate degree. And I know that my colleague Doug will actually tell you, oh, you have other options, but my word of advice is get that piece of paper, because you have it for the rest of your life. You can show your kids, you can show your future employer. They can't take that away from you. So get that. And don't forget, I know Tom would have told you already about the importance of getting your sciences and your math courses. So don't forget about things like your calculus and statistics, because if you're interested in business, you're going to have the basics. And when we bring students into our campus, one of the things that we try to sell to the students is for that personal contact for students. We sell that focuses on the student, and then that's why we're here today. We want to show some evidence that we're really focused on students. So with our programs, we don't necessarily offer online programs right from the get-go. What we're focused on is providing different modalities of instruction. We generally start with classroom-based instruction, and just to show you the requirements for working. Like I wouldn't have gotten any of the jobs that I was lucky enough to win without having a degree. One of my first degrees was basically similar to what you can get here at SUNY Adirondack, and I was able to get a job at Blue Cross. I worked at Blue Cross for about 9 years. And then, I continued my education. I had to get a bachelor, and I got a master's, and I managed to get a job at IBM as project manager. So, I worked for, a large part of my career at that before I finished off my doctorate and came into education. So, you don't get a chance to do those kind of jobs, but it all starts with getting that piece of paper. And SUNY Adirondack, I keep saying this, they're a good quality institution. If you go online and look at some of the responses there, they're a good institution, so I really am very appreciative that they actually brought some of our colleagues in here to help you guys plan on your program today. So with me are 3 students that I selected, generally based on criteria such as honors, or they've worked on special projects or internships. So we have, first of all, we have AJ Negliulo. AJ's there. And AJ, one question I had for you is, why did you come back to college after you already had a bachelor's degree?
Well, my job left the country, so I had an opportunity to get to come back and get another degree, and I've taken my dad's advice a decade later and going for business.
There you go. And Matt Stevens is another student that has joined us today, and Matt's worked on a number of internships. So I guess my question for Matt, is, what's so special, what's the value of an internship for you?
Well,
What
start
do you
off
do?
by just saying how I got it, because I think that kind of applies too. It was actually through a teacher, an adjunct at the Plattsburgh program that I met, and he's actually the CFO where I now work, and that's my internship. So just kind of goes with, you get a lot of connections and stuff by continuing your education. But for me, it's one thing to learn in the classroom. It's great to have good grades, everything like that. But it all comes down to, can you do it in the field or what you're interested in, and also, are you going to be interested in what you're getting your degree in? So for me to be able to actually go out and see if this is something I want to do for the rest of my life before I actually graduate and stuff it's a real great opportunity. And I think, as Ken will tell you, he helps people out personally. There's a lot of great internships and possibilities that Plattsburgh franchise.
Great. And then we have Morgan Woodcock. And Morgan, basically, she won the best in class parking management plan in one of her courses. So, I hauled Morgan out of the classroom and said, hey, Morgan, you got to come over here. So, Morgan, what made you want to go and get a degree at this campus?
Well, I guess to start off, I did attend Siena. I personally didn't like it, so I transferred to, sorry,
Right now for everybody.
and so, and then after going to ACC, I didn't get my associates, but I just transferred into the Plattsburgh program, and I liked it because it's a really good price. Financially, it will help you. It's a small, extremely small community, which makes it like really helpful. Like, I have classes with the same people like every day. So if you have an issue in one class, everyone else has the same issue. You can help each other out, and you're with Ken for like every class, and it's personal, and you get to actually have a relationship with like the people in your classes and your, instructors. So I definitely like that, and it's really helpful. So.
Thanks, Morgan. Actually,
It's not part of every class.
it's not every class, but
Well,
thanks for the kudos on that. But thank you very much. I probably talked too much already. Thank you.
Any questions anybody has for Dr. Strang, because he came in later, the 3 students that he brought? You're a quiet group.
Shy, everybody's shy.
You remember that. Everybody was in the same position.
I guess one thing that was kind of neat is that we did get to work with the Rotary Club on Glens Falls and worked on them with a bunch of charity stuff, and a couple other opportunities to work with community members. You're actually meeting people. We've had a lot of speakers come in and talk to us.
And it should be noted that when you're in the job market, your degree, your grades are things that are being looked at, but everybody has a degree and everybody has the grades. And it's the experiences that you have in the field, the internship experiences, and the recommendations from the people that you're working with in the internships that take you out of this pile of grades and degrees and move you into this pile of people that they might wish to interview and talk to. So the internship opportunities in your degree program, wherever you are, wherever your program takes you, wherever you study, the internship experiences and being able to get that real live field experience is extraordinarily important. And these students are doing those kinds of things with us in Plattsburgh.
I feel I probably should add in one more thing, just as a kind of equalizer for our colleagues that are here from other institutions. We're all for the student, and we cooperate, with other institutions. It's not like we're trying to steal away the student. We're really trying to make sure the student has selected the right choice. I'm sure my colleagues talked about that. Or in some cases, as Doug probably would have told you already, you don't necessarily have to have a whole string of degrees if you want to work in certain occupations, but you have to do the research to find that out. So you can come out of here with a 2-year career track diploma, and that can work just fine. But do the research. But we've actually cooperated with other institutions here. We have, I know I had students that I sent over to SUNY Empire. You know, we've had students that have come to us. You know, I've sent students over there, for example, with their design courses. They're pretty neat. We have sent students to other colleges like Paul Smith's if they want to focus on hospitality. I don't know what other colleges are represented here, but I actually sent personal recommendations for students to join master's programs at University of Albany, University of Buffalo, Clarkson University. And that's just to name a few. In Siena, I send people on to the accounting program. I usually point them to either Plattsburgh or Siena, depending on the geographics, whatever works for them. And also College of St. Rose. College of St. Rose, are they here today? I actually sent a student up to College of St. Rose because, you know, helping the student evaluate her master's options, we found that they had a unique program in nonprofit leadership, I think it was, nonprofit public administration, and that was really, we couldn't find one in New York State that matched that one. So I wrote a reference letter and we sent her up there, and she's having a great old time. Yeah.
Thank you. Any final comments from anyone? Matt, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I just want to say a big thank you to
Yes.
everybody on the panel.
Thank you. You might want to come down and grab some of the brochures and maybe ask some personal questions.
I already did one, and she told me to do the paper, and I didn't do the paper, so. I was going 84. He pulled me over.
I pulled you over.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you going? 84? It's not even that
In
bad.
the first lane, and I saw him, and I was going. And I was like, no, I saw him, and I was like, fuck. And I was like, went down to like 55 real quick, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, he's coming for me. And I'm almost at the exit. I'm like, maybe I'll like turn the exit, because he won't follow me. I probably don't, but follow me.
Don't go 84 on there. You go 79 without getting pulled over. You go 79.
He'd like to see this.
Oh, no, I was. I'm not good seeing you.
Yeah, and you can talk to the admissions people about that. Hey, Jim, okay? Because Because you can be accepted conditionally.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. It's really helpful for the students to hear from other students.
Good to see you.
Good to see you now.
Yeah, I'm worried my kid.
I'll see you on Thursday.
See you, Matt.
Thank you, guys. Thanks you guys for coming. Thank you.
Very nice to meet you. Thanks for coming helping us out. Yeah, very good event. Thank you very much.
Take it easy.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
They're not.
They're really important.
But yeah, I'll have to send them a note.
So did they videotape the program? They did, okay. Oh, I see, have to take a calculus course.
Listen, I'm sorry for being such a chicken when you said you wanted to, you've introduced every single one. Next time I'm gonna do the introductions. That's not. Next time is the financial services and accounting.
Oh, so you know that.
So I, yeah.
I know Eric. I have my friend Eric Sorelli coming in from the IRS. So he'll be here. So you get to meet him. He does, he'll have a different perspective. He's fun.
IRS is over with.
We have a course.
Yeah, and he runs his office down here, so he's close. I mean, he travels all over too, but I just said, do you think you'd want to come chat? He's chatting my HR class before, and he's pretty good at it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's pretty different.
I'll learn a little something.
Yeah, well, maybe or maybe not.
Maybe he'll bring an IRS police officer with him and arrest him. No. Now I'm gonna
All those darn accountants that keep trying to sneak things in.
I'll just blame it on my
Right
account.
up in the corner.
I have Jeff Maney.
For current students.
He's a good friend of mine.
You can
He taught
click
a tax
on
class.
a link that gives
He
you
doesn't taxes. I mean, my wife and I are both finance people, so we're
And if you
capable
go
of
in there,
doing it, but
it goes, it's got all
I told my
all
wife, I
city
said,
colleges, some privates.
you wanna gather all the documents, you wanna do the research, we can buy the software, the whole thing, yeah, we can do it. But when do we have time? The little ones running around, whole bit.
Courses.
Jeff does it, takes
So
care
for
of it.
planning purposes as well as to see.
So I just don't want to be bothered.
Organized.
Yeah,
It's not
I just,
a-
I just don't pack equipment, here you go, Jeff, boom, it's done.
And then you know
It'll
it's.
show you.
It's done properly, I don't have to keep up to date, updating software for these